Usopp is a character that has gotten a lot of hate in the One Piece community for basically forever. Now this stems from his lack of physical ability and his cowardly demeanor, and this has led to many people hating on his character and calling him useless. Some even go as far as to say he should just die so he can do something meaningful for the story. Now I'm gonna save my stance for Usopp for the end of the video, but I think in order to assess how useful he is, we're gonna go through every arc in the series and tally up if Usopp was useless or not, based on my arbitrary and completely biased tallying system. And by the end of this, we'll know if he's the GOAT or a bum we should have left on Water 7. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. Right off the bat in Syrup Village, Usopp has a really bad showing. He gets beat up and then is so weak that when he tries to support Zoro, Zoro literally gets hit on purpose so that the cat people don't notice Usopp and attack him. He was basically just a burden here. Now in the end, Usopp does clutch up a bit. He guides Zoro to find Kaya, and it's Usopp's crew that saves Kaya and gives Usopp the opening to finish off Django. Let's couple that with the fact that Usopp is technically the only reason Luffy and the crew are helping Syrup Village in the first place, and I can't call him useless here even if he was a bit pathetic at the start of the fight. He is also responsible for us even getting the Going Merry in the first place, so yeah, I'm marking this as not useless. Now for Baratie, in contrast with Syrup Village, Usopp actually starts this arc off strong. He makes a Jolly Roger, which is one of the most important things for a pirate crew in general, and he is the reason we go to Baratie in the first place, since he shoots the rock that causes the crew to meet Yosaku and Johnny, who tell the crew about Baratie and lead them there. So Usopp is directly responsible for the crew even getting Sanji, and this alone is enough for him to get a not useless from here. Side note, this chapter introduces Usopp as a man of many talents, which is something that you should keep in mind for later. Now Usopp at Arlong Park takes down a whole fishman, which are stated to be at bare minimum 10 times stronger than humans, and even if we assume this is just an average Joe Schmo, this is still impressive for Usopp, who isn't supposed to be physically impressive. There's literally nothing bad you can say about this, so put a W on the board. So at Lockdown, Usopp does nothing, but like, there's nothing to do. He went there to get supplies, got them, and he beat that sniper guy in the anime, which apparently Oda wrote that episode because there's like storyboards out there of it. I think. I don't know if that's true or not, but either way, I just don't feel right calling him useless here or calling him not useless because there's nothing for him to do and he does nothing, so I'm just gonna put nothing on the board. On Whiskey Peak, Usopp is just drunk the whole arc and asleep and does nothing, so yeah, we're getting our first useless on the board. Like, bro is just blackout drunk the entire arc. Shifting to Little Garden now, where Usopp clutches up heavy. He saves Luffy from Miss Golden Week and makes sure Luffy can't get hit with a color BS again, and this is a top tier clutch. Usopp right here is responsible for saving the lives of Vivi, Nami, Zoro and Broggy, all of which are instrumental down the line, so we're giving him a not useless. Okay, now on Drum Island, I don't think Usopp did a single noteworthy thing aside from getting stung by bees, so yeah, useless. Alright, now we get to a big one, Alabasta, and I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. Usopp does probably the most important thing for the crew here by making the climb attack. And the reason this is important is because that baton is the only reason Nami is still alive. And without Nami, I don't think I need to explain how cooked the crew is. Immediately I'm adding a point to the not useless tally, and I'm gonna add another point for him in Chopper vs Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas. If you disagree with me giving him 2 points, then I genuinely don't think you understand how important Nami is. Because literally, this baton is so important for the rest of the series going forward, it's actually insane. Now on Jaya/Skypiea, Usopp does literally nothing of note, so yeah, I'm gonna give him a useless for this one. Now for Long Ring Longland, he loses his game, I think. I don't know, I hate this arc. He does give us Afro Luffy though, and I remember him saving Robin from Aokiji at the end, so I guess I'll give him a not useless, since he did do more than most of the crew, considering Robin would be in pieces if not for him, and no Robin means no One Piece, so yeah, I guess not useless. Alright, now for Water 7/Enies lobby, and Usopp starts off horribly. He loses the money, gets jumped and beat up twice, then he challenges Luffy to a fight, and yeah, it ain't looking good for the boy. Until... Now Usopp enlists the help of Sogeking, and since it's Usopp's friend, everything that Sogeking does I'm gonna attribute to Usopp. Usopp was also in Enies lobby doing who knows what, but whenever we did see him, he did clutch up by enlisting the help of Oimo and Kashi, and later he gave Luffy the mental buff he needed to beat Lucci. Genuine without Usopp, I don't think Luffy wins here, so this was needed. Now enough talk about him, let's talk about the GOAT. Sogeking arrives on the scene and he was going crazy. He helps Sanji take on the sea train, infiltrates the front car to speak with Robin, shoots the flag to declare war on the world government, and this just has aura. Then after most of the fights have concluded, Sogeking defends Robin by sniping people from across the island on top of the building, and he delivers the key to free her. Yeah, he's genuinely in contention for MVP of the arc, especially since he's doing all this for people he just met. Now, I was tempted to give Usopp 2 points here, but the performance on Water 7 was just so bad, I cannot do that in good faith, so we're only going to give him 1 point on the not useless board. Next up is Thriller Bark, and this should be a no-brainer. Without Usopp, they lose. Plain and simple, there's literally no way to argue otherwise, so just put a W on the board. Alright, so for Sabaody, everyone gets cooked including Usopp, so yeah, I've got no choice but to give him a useless here, but it's with a massive asterisk next to it because the entire crew got demolished here, so what do you want from him? Usopp is in prison for the next few arcs, so let's just move on to the time skip. Return to Sabaody is barely an arc, so I'm skipping it and we're going straight to Fishman Island. Now on Fishman Island, Usopp does his job both with a tank and by himself. He takes out hordes of fishmen, which like I said earlier, are all at least 10 times stronger than a normal human. And Usopp was definitely doing his part in defeating them, so yeah, not useless. For Punk Hazard, he starts off by supporting Zoro and helping him get in position to kill the dragon. He also KOs the children while they're tweaking with his sleep star, which, side note, why doesn't Usopp use this more often? It's not like it's a devil fruit ability that Haki can counter, and Usopp legitimately has a win con for like everyone in the verse except maybe Caesar. And I'm pretty sure Oda has just forgotten about it. Like for example, on Dressrosa, he definitely didn't need that stupid drawing of himself to beat Sugar, he could have used this. Then again, he might have KO'd Luffy and Law if he sent us flying there, so maybe Usopp made the right decision, but my point still stands that he should use this more, because it'd be mad useful right now in the manga. Okay, round about Usopp's kid aside, I can't think of anything else noteworthy Usopp does in this arc, but since he at least did do something, I can't call him useless, so we'll put a W on the board for not being useless, but like, it's a lowercase W. Dressrosa should be self-explanatory. He saved everyone from Sugar, is directly responsible for gaining the forces that we have in the Grand Fleet, saved Luffy and Law from Sugar, it's a no-brainer, not useless. In Zou, there's genuinely nothing for him to do, but he does upgrade the climate attack with Frankie's assistance, and like I mentioned earlier, any Nami buff is super important since no Nami means the crew is cooked. It's also because of the climate attack that Zeus betrays Big Mom and joins Nami, so yeah, although there was nothing for Usopp to do, he surprisingly walks away again with another not useless. He's not in Whole Cake Island, so I'm not gonna judge him based on that, let's just move on. In Wano, Usopp gets a lot of flack for not doing anything, and to be honest, I can't really blame anyone for thinking this. Usopp really takes a back seat this arc. But he does participate in the battle after Yasui's execution and is the one to get Otoko out of harm's way. And during the raid, he is a direct contributor in converting all the Smile users, which is a lot more important than you may think when you consider how outnumbered the Alliance was compared to the Beast Pirates. So yeah, all in all, he wasn't useless, just underwhelming. But hey, the same can be said for everyone in the Straw Hats whose name isn't Luffy, Zoro, or Sanji. Okay, so Egghead. Yeah, Usopp along with most of the Straw Hats are extremely underwhelming this arc. You get stoned by S-Snake, which is unfortunate to say the least. Later on though, he does save the Sunny and subsequently Brook and Lilith while they were on a collision course with the barrier, so this is definitely enough to be considered not useless. I mean, hey, this is more than Robin did this arc. Usopp does also try to hold off Saturn with the crew, but he couldn't really do much against the immortal being, so I won't really slide him for this. Overall, he does get a not useless, but it's a very underwhelming showing. Moving on to Elbaf. This was supposed to be Usopp's arc, man. Why is Gang getting no diff by House Cats? And what's even worse is that this showing was so bad, the man had Luffy himself calling him out on it. It's wild the best thing Usopp has done this arc is reveal that Gunko has regen. Like sure, this moment where he destroys Gunko's torso is sort of impressive, and if she wasn't immortal she'd be cooked, but unfortunately she is immortal and Usopp got packed in a wrap like he was one of Jinbei's deliveries. Now obviously this L doesn't lie solely on Usopp's shoulders, the whole crew, especially the fish, should be ashamed to call themselves a Yonko crew after this, but this video is about Usopp and he's been pretty useless so far. Now Elbaf isn't over yet, so Usopp has a chance to redeem himself and I really hope he does because bro cannot end his record on Elbaf like this. Now this leaves our total score at 16 not useless and 5 useless. Pretty impressive record honestly, and this is ignoring how technically every Nami feat should be considered a point for Usopp since it's his weapon. So yeah, all in all, Usopp is not a useless crew member. If you couldn't tell by now, I am an Usopp fan and the Usopp disrespect has to stop. He is one of the most integral crew members, and although he may not be the guy on the front lines, he more than makes up for it in his supporting role, which is actually befitting for his role as a sniper. Now yes, it would be cool for Usopp to get another main fight, but even without them, he's clearly shown how capable and important he still is, so calling him useless just because he isn't always fighting just doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and let me know what you think about Usopp in the comments. And if you were an Usopp hater before, let me know if maybe I helped change your mind. With that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this, and I hope to see you all next time.